Welcome to the first debate of the February 2025 elections. I'm Relentless, President and Governor of West Emmerich. This is the only Deputy Prime Minister debate, so each person running for Prime Minister will only have one chance for the deputy to show who they are. The rules for this debate are as follows. Each candidate has 1 minute to answer any questions, and then there will be time for the candidates to state anything against one of the other candidates. We will also have time for closing statements at the end. Finally, remember this is the time for deputies to showcase if they are a good running mate for their Prime Minister. After the first Prime Minister debate, Congress will vote to eliminate the party that we feel has performed the worst. After this vote, the second Prime Minister debate will take place just before voting opens. Again, I'm Relentless, your host for tonight's debate, and thank you for coming to watch. Starting off, we have Jaden, or South J, who is Cole's deputy candidate representing the Fascist Party.
Hello, everybody.
Next, Alex, or Aggie Baggy, who is Stevie's, or Fishmaster Forever's deputy candidate representing the Dildodians. Last but not least, Abhinav, or Friendly Taxi, who is Karish's or Cool's deputy candidate representing the Chill Party.
Hello.
Now let's go on to our opening statements. Each candidate has 1 minute to introduce themselves, starting with Jaden. Your time starts now.
Okay, hello, everybody. My name is Jaden Carrick Stacy, also known as South J. I'm 900 years old. I come from a land far, far away, and I came here to do something great. So, honestly, all my life, I've loved building, and as you've seen so far, I've helped Jeffrey build up the best province on the server, also known as West Emmerich, and I have many more plans to build a whole South Clan territory and to build a gigantic skyscraper on the island just over that way. So, yeah, I love building a lot, and I think that it's really good for this empire, because a lot of areas were very like when I first joined, a lot of areas were just completely empty. There was land floating all over the place, and I came here before getting even maxed out gear and repairing a few things, like in the capital. I built cliffside walls to connect the floating areas with the floor to make it look nicer, and I terraformed a few more areas instead of just making the
That's your
capital look
time.
better.
Thank you. And moving on to Alex. Your 1 minute starts now.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I am Alex Drummond, otherwise known as Aggie Baggy. A little bit about myself. I am 16 years old, just turned 16 recently. I actually come from Glasgow, Scotland, and I've come here because, well, I'm going to keep this very short and sweet. I would like to make this place as fun as it can be for everyone. I want everybody to have a good time, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that happens. Thank you.
Thank you for your statement. And now, last but not least, Abhinav. You have 1 minute.
Hello,
Start.
I'm Abhinav, and I am the representative of the Chill Party. What does chill mean? Chill doesn't mean stopping progress or anything like that. It just means good vibes and letting everyone have a good time. And if elected, me and Karish, we'll just do our best to make the server as chill as possible. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you for your statement. Moving on to the questions. I will ask a question. Each candidate will have a bit of time to answer the question, and then the candidates are free to talk against the other candidates afterwards, after all the candidates have answered the question. First question: what makes you stand out from the other candidates? We'll start off with Abhinav.
The only the thing that makes our party stand out from the others is that our motive is freedom, basically, making sure that everyone has the right to do what they want to, as long as it doesn't harm the rest of the servers. The rest of the server, yeah.
Is that it?
Yep, yeah, basically. Yeah.
Moving on to Alex. What makes you stand out from the other candidates here?
I believe what sets us apart from the other teams here, although they are both good, I do believe that what sets us apart is the fact that we are more based on making sure that everybody in the server has a good time. Although we would like to make everything fair, like everybody else, like the economy, make sure that stays good. we would also like to make sure that everybody has a good time, aka events, like we plan to do. We plan to have we plan to give everybody a good time whilst keeping a good economy.
Okay, and moving on to Jaden.
I
What
think
makes
for
you stand up for candidates?
me and Cole is that we're actually gonna get things done. You know, all these other guys, they're gonna make all these promises. You know, and it's not gonna get done. You know, like for a very long time. Me and Cole will actually go log on, put the time, the effort in, get things done. You already see West Emmerich. That's your proof right there. All the terraforming. I'm already planning out so many more builds in creative too. We're gonna get things done if we are elected, and we also have tons of experience. I've been playing this game for like since like 2011 technically. I don't know how long Cole's been playing, but he's probably been on for a very long time too. We come in with experience and the ability to actually get things done here in this beautiful Minecraft server.
Now, are there any things any of you would like to say to another candidate? To anything you would like to say? No one wants to
Somewhat,
test someone's record? Yes,
somewhat.
continue.
I would like to ask South J, for these projects that you plan to do, are you planning to do these yourself or planning to hire on other people to do these?
So me and Cole have been talking in Discord about plans where me and him are gonna work together. Jeffrey will help a bit too, and we're gonna build like Sammy a gigantic castle and stuff in creative world using like Axiom and World Edit and stuff, and then we'll bring a schematic over using that, and then after that gather materials together and then build that up.
Okay. Uh,
Any
am I
other
allowed,
statements?
am I allowed to have another question?
Yes, you may have another one.
I'm asking this to both of you. What are your plans for overall events, like for good times? You both talk about expanding the economy, expanding buildings and all that, but what do you plan to do for the actual people? Like, what do you plan for their mental health? Like how they're doing, like are they happy with the server? Will they stay in the server? What are you planning to do with that?
I actually thought of a game idea where we make like a giant glass dome with different environments, and we have like a Hunger Games kind of style game for fun. You know, every like month or two. You know, to bring more people back into the server who haven't logged on in a while.
As for us, honestly, we'd love to hear suggestions just from the people at large. The Chill Party wants to, reach a large audience. So really, if there are any ideas that any member of the server, whether it be part of Congress, whether it be a political candidate in general, if anyone has an idea, I want to make sure they're heard.
Thank you very much. Is that it from the statements? Because we'll move on to the next question now, if it is. Done? Okay. Next question. Some of you have already stated your plans for once you get elected, but what are your plans if you haven't stated it? And when will they be completed? We want a date here, or like a timeline. Let's start off with Aggie Baggy this time. Alex, go.
So, if I'm correct, you said the timeline that I plan to have all of my things that I'm promising to come to life. Yes?
Correct.
Well, we are planning to do that as soon as we are in office, or if we get into office. We are planning to do that immediately, get to work immediately. And me and Stevie are very, very set on this goal to make sure that everybody's having a good time whilst listening to everybody and having a good economy and still keeping the server going. And
Jaden, what are your plans going forward if you win this election, and when will they be completed? I also want to see a timeline for your plans.
So for a timeline, I think my main focus will definitely be on West Emmerich because I noticed that a lot of these provinces are never actually completed in good time. So I want to put full focus on West Emmerich to finally have like a fully complete province. But in the background, I'll be working with Cole in creative mode to design Sammy's gigantic castle, which will be hopefully the main building on the server one day, like the building that represents this server when we think about it. And then work on stuff like the Chrysler building in the background too. So I'd estimate about this would all take place over a 4 to 5 month period because like the castle's gonna be like huge, like bigger than that Christ Redeemer statue over there for sure. and then after that, West Emmerich is a really big area and stuff, and maybe even more projects will come along the way too. So I'm gonna be safe and say about 4 to 5 months.
Okay. And moving on, Abhinav, friendly taxi. Your turn.
So yeah, what our plan is just to first of all have a well planned layout of any new projects. Basically, everything that we've wanted, anything that the people are asking for, we want to find a location for every single one of them. And then, even if honestly, even if we don't even get elected, we want to get working on anything as fast as possible. We really don't, in reality, we don't care if we get elected or not. We just want to help out. I think that's really it. Our biggest plan, I believe, is discussing some mini game district, but that we're probably going to get started on that as fast as possible as well. In reality, it's just we would love your support. That's why we're running. But if not, we're still going to work on it.
And thank you. Now, any statements regarding any of the things the candidates have said? Anyone
I
have
think
to say?
I want a leader that actually really wants to be into office. Not just going for it for fun, which seems like what this chill party's doing.
Is that it? Would you like to
Yeah.
defend yourself from that? Friendly taxi.
No, that's fair.
And I'd like to
Anyone
say
else?
something. I'd like to say something.
Continue.
A lot of what you guys are saying, in terms of timelines, are for buildings. I'd like to know what are your timelines in terms of like what you plan to do with the people, in terms of how long you believe it would take to possibly distribute land or just give people a fair not ecosystem, economy.
Yes, you can
Uh,
answer.
okay, I'll answer. So for the people stuff, I think with like the Hunger Game idea, let's start with like community consultations, and like the general chat, like asking like how many like talking about what the rules would be, stuff like that. Then once like that ground layer is there, me and Cole will immediately get on to starting the build there too with the giant glass dome and all that stuff and running that and hopefully make it turn into like annual something Hunger Games, like in the movie. Be really fun.
Anything else you'd like to say based on this topic on completion of projects? Nothing? Okay. Next question. What will you do to reduce or stop the griefings overall? As you know, there have been many griefings around the Empire, including the explosion of Reed's netherite shop, explosions of other things, and also lava casting. What will you do to stop these things? What will you do to stop these things? Sorry. Who needs Jaden, start.
Okay, so I will go for a forced replay mod on everyone's client. If there's a server side version that we could put on that puts it on everybody, we'll do that. But if not, I will make replay mod mandatory because of the high crime as of late, and no one's allowed to pause the replay mod recording. It must be on while they're on the server. It doesn't take up a lot of data. If you need help, me and Cole will be there to help you get those mods in right away. We'll be using CurseForge, or you could use any other way of doing that. But replay mod ensures that we can go look through them and see when the griefing happened, and then of course we'll go through everybody who was on, so we'll know then. Because yeah, replay mod simply just stops it, right? Because they'll have to be recording.
Thank you. And now, friendly taxi. What will you do to
Yeah,
stop the griefing?
I wholeheartedly concur with that statement. I think monitoring, having security at all times would be a very good idea. Also, I genuinely think that the main cause of if we stop basically the heart of the griefing, that is the people on it, I think we might need more severe punishments, or rather something that'll, instead of just preventing them from griefing for a period of time, just prevent them from griefing, period, would be the way we're planning to go.
Thank you. And now moving on to Alex. Turn.
So our thing with griefing that we are planning to do is, although there is no way to fully stop this because it will always happen, we plan to overall prevent it by very, very strict punishments for this. And though South J did bring up a good point with the mod things, we believe that we want to do this ourselves. We do not want to rely on mods. We want to be good at what we're doing because we are good, not because we are relying on mods to help us, because we are good. We will do this through process of elimination. Doing this will basically be putting it more on us instead of relying on mods to show that we are more independent with our our economy. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Any statements any of the candidates would like to say?
I could explain why I find replay mod to be the better option. So one time, someone like poured lava into the Capitol. Actually, and we were wondering who did it, and I quickly pulled out replay mod, which I started using at the time, and we saw that it was actually Kurish who accidentally poured lava out of his sky base there, and we got that quickly resolved due to replay mod. Well, if we had went by the ways stated right a second ago, it probably would have taken way longer. Really, well, just using replay mod got it done just like that.
Okay, I understand what you are saying. Although, does everybody in here agree with mods? Because this server is against cheats, and in some ways, I can see how that can be seen as a possible cheat, being able to replay these things. And in reality, is that relying on you or is that relying on your mod?
I mean, I
Anyone?
think I'd like to respond to that. I think that if we're using mods as a tool, if it's in pursuit of making the whole server experience as a whole more fun, I think that the use of mods is completely justified. I think that if the griefing ruins some people's experience with it, and though it's always going to be a part of it, being able to find out the source of it reliably is way more beneficial than not using mods. I mean, it's a trade-off here, but it's not really a difficult one to make. I'd rather have fun playing Minecraft than have Minecraft with a little bit of extra help.
Although
Yeah, yeah.
would people agree though? Would all the people here agree with using mods? Because not a lot of people will agree being forced to use mods. Do you get where I'm coming from?
I don't know. I feel like the people who are disagreeing to use simple replay mod are probably the griefers though at this point.
This is what the election is for. You vote, the people will vote on what they want. That is why we are having an election. So you all have different ideas, right? And then they'll vote on who they like the best. So we'll find out what the people like after the election results come through. Moving on. The next question I would like to ask is, what do you think the current government has done wrong to make you want to run? Or what is the main reason you wanted to run? Let's start off with Abhinav again.
Okay. At first, in reality, it's just because I want everyone on the server to just have a fun time because I really enjoy the server, but the second things get really incredibly, I don't know, intense, it 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 makes it a lot less fun for me particularly, and I feel like there may be others who agree. So I'm running because I want things to be chill. I want things to be friendly. That's that's my reason for running.
Thank you. And now, Alex, what's your reason?
Thank you. Our main two reasons are, one, obviously we would like everybody to have a good time. That is above all. Because this server, we want people to be here. So we want everybody to come here. So we want everybody to have fun. And two, I believe that what made us run more, besides wanting everybody to have a good time, is that recently there was problems with grieving. And the prior prime minister, Cole, who was standing up there, it was brought to his attention and he did nothing. It was actually one of our party members who brought it to him, who was in at that time in his party, and they did absolutely nothing for him. And I just believe that that is not what our government should be. We would like to help everybody in terms of grieving and in terms of anything that they could possibly need. That is what inspired us to run.
Thank you. Now, I believe it is your turn, Jaden.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to say?
For me personally, I decided to join up with Cole and run with him because I joined the server mainly before to meet people, you know, and I feel like running and getting into this higher position of power will help me meet more people by like because I'll be like consulting with people, working with more people, you know, to get stuff done. So I'll be able to meet more people, make more friends, socialize more, stuff like that. That's probably one of the more main reasons why I decided to run with Cole. And I think it's been great. You know, I've gotten to know Cole better this past month. You know, me and Reed made like a bunch of YouTube videos together. You know, like when I joined the server, the only person I knew was you, Jeffrey, right? But you know, I met this entire wonderful gang here. You know, and yeah, I think yeah, getting into this position, you know, helping me more people, make more friends, stuff like that. Really.
Thank you. Is there anything any of you would like to say regarding this?
Yes. So are you really just saying that you're here to meet people, subject?
Not just meet people. You know, that's probably like the base. You know, where it all started off from, and then now I'm like coming up with all these ideas for like the giant castle. You know, and expanding West Amric. You know, stuff like that. You know, building off of that base. Yeah.
Anything else? Nope. Okay. Moving on. Will you listen to the citizens of the empire and step down if you're overridden? Let's say there is corruptness. Will you listen to the citizens if they do not want you to be in power, or will you decide to stay in power no matter what? Let's start off with Alex this time.
Yes, absolutely. What the citizens of this server say means a lot to me. On everything, I would step down. If they believe that I am not fit to lead them, I will not I will not stand there and still continue to do this. If they see that I am corrupt and I do not see it, I will step down. As I do not, we as a party do not like corrupt governments, which is why we are here, which is why we are running, because we do not like corrupt governments and we are standing against it, which is why if we become a corrupt government, we will step down.
Thank you. Jaden?
No, yeah, I agree with that completely. Like, if I not stepping down in that event would go directly against why I'm running to begin with, right? Like, I don't want people to hate me. I want to be friends with more people, right? So, yeah, if everyone's thinking I'm being corrupt, I will definitely step aside, step down, hopefully, and hope someone better gets in to make things right.
Nabinov?
Yeah, I agree with both my fellow candidates. It's the reason why I originally left a while back was just because I didn't feel like there was an alternative option under the leadership that was currently happening of the empire. And if any of my citizens feel that way, if our party is elected, then I don't think I want to be our party wants to be in power anymore. If they ever feel like we're corrupt or we're doing too much stuff that's going in the wrong direction, I will step down gladly.
Thank you. I also have a follow-up question to this one. Do you think your prime minister running mate will also step down if they are asked to by the citizens? Let's start off with Alex again.
Yes, me and my running mate, the Prime Minister, are both on the exact same page. We want the exact same things for this server. Therefore, yes, he will step down. We have even talked about this prior to this, just overall talking about running together. And we talked a lot about corruption. And yes, this did come up. We would both be willing to step down.
Good. And now, Jaden, your turn.
Yep, same over here too. Cole would most definitely step down in the event of that because, as we saw, he was able to point out corruption the other night, right? With the whole King poster stuff, right? So Cole was right on the action. So if it was all if somehow corruption was found in him and me, we'd both be out of there right away, you know, because like we don't stand for that shit, right?
Yep. And now Abhinav.
Yeah, Kurish would definitely step down with me. I think that, I mean, his leadership is why I wanted to run alongside him. Yeah, Kurish would step down.
Thank you. Is there any statements the candidates would like to make against each other? No? Everyone agrees? Okay, moving on. Again, like I was saying, you should know how to defend your prime minister's record. So, if we asked your prime minister running mate about anything, especially in the next coming debate, do you think you would be on the same page? About absolutely everything, unless you might have a few small discrepancies, but otherwise, will it almost be all on the same page and you both have the same plan for the empire? Let's start with Jaden.
Yep, me and Cole, we've been talking in the background a bunch these past few days about our plans for the future and how to get back in. So we would most definitely be on the same page in the next debate. Like everything you've heard today, you're gonna hear it again and more probably in next debate. Really.
Thank you. And now Abhinav.
Yep. Me and Krish are completely, we completely agree on basically everything. And on, yeah, when elected, I don't think there will be any inter-party feuding because we'll run ideas by each other. And yeah, if he comes up with an idea, it's probably also approved by me. So, yeah.
And you, Alex.
Yes, I do entirely believe that we are on the same page with everything, as we are both incredibly open with our ideas with each other. Therefore, all of our ideas, like what we are planning to do with creating this server to be more social and bringing out like more people to have fun, me and Stevie have been very, very thorough with this, sharing all of our ideas, even if they are bad. That is why I believe both me and my running mate are both on the exact same page.
Thank you. Would anyone like to attack another candidate's record on this? Everyone believes the other candidates are completely honest and open with what they're saying right now? Correct? Okay. Next question. What will you do about any shortages of certain resources in the Empire? Examples include gunpowder and emeralds, which I have seen that we have a decrease of all those things. Let's start off with Jaden. Abhinav.
I mean, this server is a community. I feel like we can band together to help each other out. I think we need to make lists of how much we need to solve shortages. We can assign certain amounts to certain people. So people who are more active on the server can provide more resources, whereas people who are less active can provide resources that fit their share. So everyone who can do their part will always be doing their part. Since this server is, I consider the server to be a pretty helpful community when push comes to shove. So I think if required, we can call upon our citizens, and of course our party will make sure to provide any resources we can.
Thank you. Next, Alex, what would you like to say on this topic?
For this topic, just confirming, this is about like can you repeat the question?
Resource
Like the resources, correct? Just what about like
shortages.
to do with resources shortages. So would that be any type of resources, or would that be like building blocks, or would that be food? Just any type?
Anything that might be needed.
Anything that might be needed. Well, both me and Stevie have been talking very, very thoroughly about this, as we did plan that this would be becoming a problem, as it already is a problem in the server with the shortages of gunpowder and oftentimes shortages of food. Oftentimes, my partner has to eat or had to eat rotten flesh, but now, as we have now come together, we are very set on making sure that we are all taken care of equally, which is why we share food and band together when something is needed, which is why if something is not done, we will do it personally. and if not, we will get people on it ourselves.
Thank you. And last, Jaden.
Yeah, I agree with the chill party statement on this. Really, like pulling pulling the community together, to solve the crisis is definitely a good idea. Because like some people may have more of this and some people more of that. So when we band together, we can overcome these issues. Like for example, in my territories, I'm already building tons of different automated machines, like the gunpowder farm there too and stuff. So um, let's say there's a huge gunpowder shortage in there, and I can go AFK there for the entire night and take a shift there. Then someone else could go and take a shift there and some other time, to solve that issue and stuff. Or I can go out of my way to like let's say pay Reed for like a stack of emeralds and stuff, and then distribute that. Um, so yeah, just overall, like coming together and solve the issues like that.
Thank you. I have another follow-up question to this question. What do you think of the current donation mandate where everyone must donate one chest full of items to any of the community storages once a month? Abhinav?
I think that in concept, it's a very good idea. I think that mandates on donations is a pretty good idea. However, I do think that it for people who log on to the server less, it's slightly less fair because people who log on to the server less, whether it's for outside events, don't have the resources that don't have those resources. Now, of course, it's a chest of items in general, not to donate, but not like incredibly valuable or rare resources. But still, I feel like some people who don't have the time to gather are kind of stuck in this scenario because even if they want to do their part, they can't do what the government asks them.
Thank you. And you, Alex?
I do believe that this could be a little bit much for some people. A chest full of items could be a fair bit for some people, especially new players. I believe that they should be able to give as much as they can, and just overall, if they can do it, I believe that they should. Although I do think that it is quite a bit. So I believe that for newer players, we should maybe set it back a little bit, or even just maybe eliminate it for them until they can get on their feet.
All right. And Jaden?
Yeah, I agree with the setting it back for the newer player stuff, and I think this is something that can always be changing, and we're always taking a look at the change. So we do it this way 1 month, and after that's done, we take a look at how that went. Then always look at ways and how we can improve that for players who are always logging on or newer players, to maybe hopefully get like a perfect system in like 5 months or something, or maybe even in a month, really.
Thank you. I have one more follow-up to this part. I know some of you have already mentioned it right now, how you would change it. But if you were elected, would this be a priority for you, or one of the backup things you'll do to assist your campaign, or will it just be something you don't touch at all? Abhinav?
I mean, I feel like it's not that difficult to change the law initially. I think for a while we'll at least reduce the intensity of the law just to see how resources do flow into the donation area, just so we can get a good idea on like the way the amount of resources changes on the depending on the week or month or something like that, and then we will make an actual concerted effort to change uh, the mandates so that it fits with the certain requirements that we need.
Thank you. And now, Alex?
Me and my partner both believe that we should not have any mandates. We just do not agree with mandates. Therefore, we believe that donations should be donations, being that people are giving them because they would like to give them. That is all I have to say.
And Jaden?
Can you see the question again, please?
If you were elected, would this be one of your main focuses, one of your background focuses, or something you wouldn't touch at all on?
I feel like this can be a main focus because, like, as I said, like it'd be something you look at after the month is done, so it's not going to take up too much time. So I feel like this could be like a main thing with all the other stuff, while not actually taking up too much time and still getting a really good result.
Thank you. And now moving on to, I believe, our second last question. Why do you think you and your running mate will win this election? Let's start off with Alex this time.
I have faith in me and my partner winning this election because although both of the people standing next to me, they do have very valid arguments with their obviously them building and trying to expand the economy. We are really going to listen to people. We are listening to everything that everybody has to say. And above all of this, we do still believe that this is a game that people want to have fun in. People do not want to be here if they do not have fun, which is why we believe that we will get elected because people would like to have fun rather than see buildings that, well, they probably won't be able to get into.
Jaden, your turn.
So it's why we would win the election, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think me and Cole will end up winning because like the people on the server can relate to us, you know, in a way, right? Like we're relatable, you know. We're not some like dildo people, you know, right? Like they can relate to us, you know, just people coming on playing the game, building, you know, crafting, surviving, like just playing Minecraft, right? I think, yeah, them relating to us is why they will vote for us in the end.
Okay. And Abhinav.
I mean, it's kind of the reason why we think we're gonna win. It's because, well, at the end of the day, we all on the server can be bonded because of one thing. We all just really love Minecraft. It's I feel like that will is what will connect us and the voters together at because at the end of the day, I think our party just wants to win for the love of the game, just for the love of having some fun with our friends. I think that's why we're running, and I think people will see that and they'll vote for us, hopefully.
Thank you. Any statements any of you would like to make against one of the other candidates on this?
I would like to make one. So, Satche, you said something along the lines of dildo people. Um, I would just like to say that that is for obviously, well, just for fun, as showing that we are really here to have fun. We are making sure that everybody has fun while keeping the server's social economy still going. And although we are dildo, whatever you like to call us, are you not fascist?
Oh no, that word means something else in this universe.
Okay. Okay.
Their statements?
One last thing I'd like to say is I honestly just love what Albanov said, you know? It's beautiful. Beautifully said.
Now we are moving on to our final question. This is touching again on what will happen if you are elected. Will you still help the Empire if you're not elected? And how will being elected help you achieve more and what is needed? What is the one sole purpose you are running for? Narrow it down to one. And starting off with Jaden.
So I feel if not elected, a lot of the building will still happen, just definitely over a shorter period of time, or not shorter period, sorry, longer period of time and stuff, and more stretched out, really. And I'd say like the one thing that won't happen because like being in this position will help me do like the stuff like the community consultations for the Hunger Game stuff, right? Well, not being in that power, like why would like someone's they're not gonna listen to the random guy speaking in the announcements channel, right? They'll they'll pop in and take a look if they see that the deputy prime minister or the prime minister is trying to run an event in that announcements channel. So I think the building will still happen, but all the fun stuff like Hunger Games, and maybe even more stuff can't happen if I'm not in this role.
Thank you. Abhinav?
Yeah, I think that of course, I'd love to help. I want to help as much as I can on the server, even if I'm not elected. And I want to do my best. I want to help contribute to this really, really impressive server, I have to say. Um, and if we're elected, I think I agree with what was previously said. Like, it'll just help with outreach. It's all about getting to a wider audience, and especially for me and my running mate, me and my president, my prime minister candidate. It's all about making sure that they can hear us, because with a server full of a lot of people you know uh, who talk a lot and have a lot of opinions, I think that if we're elected, we can help direct all the opinions to us, and then we can direct our thoughts to them more directly.
Thank you. And Alex?
So I believe that if we are not elected, I do believe that still Dildodia will still be a great place for people to come to and join us. Although if we are given this opportunity, if you obviously give it to us, if we are granted this, I believe that we will be able to do a lot more with our influence. We will be able to spread this greatness of here, right? Our just our overall how we run things socially, which is where we all work together, we all work in unison, we all get stuff done. And if we do not get this influence, we will not be taken seriously. If we are not taken seriously, we can't spread the love of Dildodia. That's frankly it.
Thank you. Would any of you like to say anything about what the other candidates have said on this topic?
I think at the end of the day, we all kind of agree. Like the three of us all kind of agree. The same thing really, just like at the base of it.
Okay, thank you. And finally, we are done the questions. We'll move on to closing. Each candidate has 1.5 minutes to say any last things on behalf of the party and to the viewers and to the people who are live. Any last thing you would like to say? We'll start off with Abhinav again. And your 1 minute 30 seconds starts now.
Okay, so I would love to earn your vote as a member of the Chill Party. I think with your vote, we can do so much. We can take this bait server and hopefully make it an even more fun and even more, well, chill place to be in. If we're elected, we will make sure to include a variety of opportunities, whether it's farms for more resources, whether it's games for you to play, whether it's buildings for you to admire. And of course, if elected, we will listen to everyone's opinions, including our other candidates, because I think everyone here, my other two candidates, have like the other two people running have amazing ideas, and I definitely want to listen to them. So if elected, we want to make sure your voice is heard, your voice specifically. And yes, please vote the Chill Party. But honestly, I'm just happy to be standing up here and just talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. And Alex?
Thank you. So in the end, we want to have a fun server for all. Like I said, we want this to be fun while still being active, or not while being active, while still being a functioning and with this still economy going. I'm just going to keep this very short as people watching probably want this to be over and the people here want this to be over. We believe in a free server, a fair server, an active server. Okay? Please vote Dildodian for a girthier future and a longer tomorrow. Thank you very much.
And finally, Jaden.
So to end this
Your minute
off,
and a
I'd like to say that I entered the server with a dream, man. A dream to work my way up through the ranks and to be up there with the high one day. I traveled hundreds of millions of blocks on my horseback meeting Jeffrey at a small tavern and him telling me about opportunities in a place called the Empire of the Blue Cross. When I walked in, I already had so many ideas running through my mind, so many things I could do. Yeah, I had a dream, baby. I had a dream. Yeah. And honestly, even if I don't get voted in, I'm just very glad that I got to stand up here in front of all these people that 2 months ago most I didn't even know. Now being one of the main guys on the server, you know what I mean, right? And yeah, it's just been an amazing opportunity. I'm so glad to have met all of you. That this is Jaden Carrick Stacy, also known as Celt J, signing off. It's been real, everybody. Vote Salema Stacy, aka the Fascist Party, which means something else in this universe. Remember that now. And goodbye.
Again, thank you all for being here, candidates Abhinav, Alex, and Jaden. Thank you everyone who was helping watch this and host this, and also thank you to everyone who watches this later on a future date and sees this. I would also like to thank Cole again for the nomination as president and the nomination to host this debate. Anyways, that is it for the deputy debate of this 2025 February election. We will be back very soon with the prime minister debate for the first prime minister debate of this election. Thank you all. Have a good night.